The outer colonies of the Terran Union were quiet. Stars burned bright in the night sky, and distant planets glimmered like tiny jewels. On the edge of the Perseus Arm, far from the crowded worlds of the Union, a small human research station floated in silence. It looked ordinary to anyone who passed by in space, but inside a secret project was underway, one that could change the fate of humanity forever. Commander Ethan Cross stood on the observation deck, staring at the blackness of space. His eyes moved over the faint shimmer of a nearby gas giant. He was tall, with brown hair that fell slightly over his forehead. He wore a simple uniform, nothing fancy, but his presence demanded attention. Around him, the station hummed with life. Engineers moved through the corridors, carrying tools and checking panels. Scientists spoke in quiet voices, examining screens full of strange symbols. Every sound on the station felt important, like the ticking of a clock counting down to something big. Ethan's right-hand officer, Laura Kane, walked beside him. She was smaller than Ethan, but her steps were quick and confident. Her dark eyes reflected the lights of the station as she checked her datapad. "We are ready, Commander," she said. "The Valiant is prepared for the first test flight." Ethan nodded. "I know, Laura, but this is more than a test. This is our chance to show the galaxy what humans can do." The Valiant was not like other warships. Most human ships were small, weak, and slow. They were made to carry cargo, explore planets, or defend colonies. But the Valiant was different. It was the first of its kind, a ship built with human ingenuity and a little help from alien technology scavenged from old ruins. It could think, learn, and adapt during battle. Its weapons could change according to the enemy's defenses. Its shields could adjust faster than any known system in the galaxy. The Valiant was a small ship compared to alien dreadnoughts, but it had a power the galaxy had never seen. Inside the ship's hangar, the Valiant rested quietly. Its hull was sleek and silver, reflecting the lights of the station like liquid metal. Engineers worked around it, checking every panel, every pipe, every wire. Ryan Brooks, the pilot, sat in the cockpit, adjusting controls and testing systems. His blonde hair was messy, and he had a small scar above his eyebrow. He smiled when he saw Ethan and Laura enter. "Ready to see history, Commander?" he asked. Ethan smiled back. "We're ready, Ryan. Let's hope the galaxy is ready too." Tactical Officer Megan Lee joined them, carrying a tablet full of enemy simulations. "All systems are green," she said. "The ship's AI is functioning at full capacity. It's already running combat simulations faster than we can think." Laura looked at her team. "We've worked for years on this," she said. "It's time to see if all those years mattered." The station commander, Admiral Philip Grant, appeared at the edge of the hangar. He was older, with silver hair and a calm voice that carried authority. "Remember," he said, "this is just a test flight. The galaxy is watching, yes, but we cannot show too much. Keep the Valiant contained, no unnecessary risks." Ethan nodded. "Understood, Admiral. We'll handle it." The crew entered the Valiant, each taking their positions. Ryan strapped into the pilot seat, Laura went to engineering, and Megan monitored the tactical systems. Ethan stood at the command console, his fingers hovering over the control panel. The hum of the ship filled the air. It was alive in a way, like it knew it was about to wake. "Powering reactors," Laura announced. The room brightened as the ship's core came to life. Blue light flowed along the walls and the engines vibrated softly. "Core is stable. All systems nominal," she said. Ryan pressed a few buttons, initiating liftoff. Slowly, the Valiant rose from the hangar, hovering in the station's open space. Outside, stars stretched into long lines as the ship moved through zero gravity. The station's sensors monitored every movement, every shift of energy. "Flight systems online," Ryan said. "Preparing for first jump." He took a deep breath. "Here we go." The Valiant leaped into space. The stars stretched and twisted as the ship accelerated faster than light. The crew felt a rush, not just from speed, but from the knowledge that they were stepping into the unknown. The first test flight was smooth. No alarms, no system failures. Everything worked as planned. Ethan allowed himself a small smile. Good. Everything looks perfect. But they did not have long to celebrate. Sensors detected an unusual energy signal far ahead. Megan frowned. Commander, we have an incoming fleet. Unknown ships, they are massive, they appear to be armed. Ethan's heart skipped a beat. How many? Megan's fingers flew over the tablet. Too many. They outnumber us at least 100 to 1. The Valiant's crew exchanged worried looks. They had not expected real combat on a test flight, but Ethan's face remained calm. This is why we built the Valiant. We are humans. We adapt. Let's see what it can do. The alien fleet appeared in view. Giant warships with jagged edges and dark hulls spread across the starfield. They were the Zarth Dominion, a feared empire known for crushing weaker species. Admiral Corrin led the fleet, a cold strategist who saw humanity as nothing more than ants. His ships bristled with weapons and shields. Surrender your vessel, his message said. You cannot win. We will destroy you. Ethan ignored the warning. Prepare for battle, he said. Show them what humans can do. The Valiant's AI, Erebus, spoke for the first time. Its voice was calm and almost human. Weapons online, shields active, tactical options calculated, probability of success, 50%. Ryan laughed nervously. 50%? I'll take it. Laura focused on the engineering console. Shields are adapting already. The Valiant is learning their energy patterns. We can counter their weapons before they fire. The first shot fired. A beam of energy tore through space, heading straight for the Valiant. The ship shivered as its shields absorbed the blast. Then something remarkable happened. The shields adjusted instantly, redirecting the energy and converting it into power for the Valiant's systems. The crew gasped. Shields adapted, Laura said, her eyes wide. It's learning. Faster than we thought possible, Ryan fired back. The Valiant's weapons changed shape mid-flight, firing clusters of torpedoes that altered their trajectory automatically to hit weak points in the enemy ships. Explosions lit the dark space as the first Zarth ship was destroyed. Ethan's voice was calm but firm. Keep going, don't stop. The battle raged on. The Zarth fired again and again, but the Valiant adapted with every strike. Its AI predicted enemy movements, its weapons shifted, its shields absorbed, redirected, and improved. Slowly, the enemy fleet began to retreat. For the first time in the galaxy, a single human warship had forced a Dominion fleet to flee. The crew was shocked. It worked, Megan whispered. We did it. Ethan allowed himself a small smile. We did more than that. We showed the galaxy that humans are not weak. We have power. We have intelligence. We have heart. The Valiant returned to the station, landing smoothly in the hangar. Engineers rushed to check the systems, but everything was perfect. The ship had not been damaged. It had learned, adapted, and survived. Admiral Grant met them at the hangar doors. He looked at the crew with surprise and respect. You have done something extraordinary, he said. This is only the beginning. The galaxy will take notice. And they will not all like what they see. Ethan nodded. We are ready for whatever comes. The Valiant is not just a ship. It is humanity's strength, and we will defend ourselves, no matter the cost. Laura placed her hand on the console, feeling the hum of the ship beneath her fingers. It feels alive, she said softly, like it knows we are its crew. Ryan grinned. Alive or not, it is the best damn ship in the universe, and we are lucky to be on it. The stars outside seemed brighter now, as if they knew the story had changed. Humanity was no longer a minor species. Somewhere out there, alien eyes had seen the Valiant and realized that humans were dangerous, smart, and fearless. The universe had shifted, and nothing would be the same again. The crew looked at each other. They were tired, exhilarated, and scared. But more than anything, they were ready. The Valiant was awake, and humanity had a weapon unlike any other. The galaxy would remember this day. The galaxy would remember humans. And so, in the quiet of the outer colonies, a small human research station held the greatest secret in the universe. a secret that could shake stars, fleets, and entire civilizations. The Valiant had awakened, and the universe would never forget its name. The Valiant was no longer just a test ship. The first encounter with the Zarth Dominion had proven that humans were capable of things the galaxy had not expected. Still, the crew knew that this was only the beginning. Word would spread quickly and enemies would come. Ethan Cross stood in the observation deck of the station, staring at the stars beyond. He could feel the weight of what they had done. The Valiant had survived against impossible odds, but that victory had drawn attention. Somewhere in the dark reaches of space, fleets were moving, and humans were being watched. Laura Kane walked beside him, her arms folded across her chest. "They won't wait long," she said. "The Zarth Dominion is not the kind of enemy that forgets easily." Ethan nodded. "I know, that's why we need to be ready. The Valiant has shown its power, but we are the ones who must guide it. If it acts alone, the consequences could be catastrophic." Ryan Brooks, still excited from the first battle, joined them. "I don't know, Commander," he said with a grin. "The way it adapted out there, I almost feel like the ship was having fun. It knows what it's doing." Megan Lee, tactical officer, shook her head. "Fun is not the word I would use," she said. "It's learning. Every move we make, every tactic we try, it studies and improves. We are lucky it is on our side." Ethan turned to his crew. "We have learned one thing from this. The galaxy underestimates us, and they are going to try to correct that mistake. We need to be ready for anything." The first alert came just hours later. The station's sensors detected a fleet emerging from hyperspace. The ships were enormous, larger than any fleet the Terran Union had ever faced. Their dark hulls gleamed under the light of nearby stars. These were not scouts. This was an armada, and it had one purpose: to destroy humanity. Admiral Grant appeared at the control room, his face pale but composed. "This is far beyond anything we have prepared for," he said. "Commander Cross, you and your crew must face them. You are our first line of defense." Ethan studied the display. The armada stretched across the horizon, thousands of ships moving in formation. "How many?" he asked. Megan's fingers flew over her controls. "At least 5,000. They have more firepower than all our stations combined, and they are closing fast." Laura's eyes narrowed. "We can't outrun them. The Valiant's hyperdrive is advanced, but not enough for this many ships. We have to fight." Ethan took a deep breath. "Then we fight. But we fight smart. The Valiant is not just a ship. It is a weapon that can adapt, learn, and evolve. Let's see what it can do when the stakes are real." The crew moved to their stations. Ryan sat in the pilot's seat, hands steady on the controls. Laura monitored the engineering systems, ensuring the ship's core was running at maximum efficiency. Megan oversaw tactical operations, tracking every movement of the approaching fleet, and Ethan, as always, stood at the command console, ready to make the decisions that could mean life or death for all of humanity. The first Zarth ships arrived within minutes. Plasma beams and missile volleys streaked across space, aimed directly at the Valiant. The ship shuddered under the first impact, but its shields held. Then something remarkable happened. The shields adapted in real time, learning the energy patterns of the enemy weapons. Each subsequent attack was countered before it could hit the hull. Ethan's voice was calm but firm. "Fire on my command. Remember, we are not trying to destroy all of them at once. We need to show them we are a threat they cannot ignore." Ryan adjusted the weapons, targeting weak points on the lead ships. "Torpedoes ready." Laura monitored the energy distribution. "We have enough power to sustain shields and weapons for at least 30 minutes. After that, we may need to retreat." Megan's eyes were focused on the screen. "The Valiant is predicting enemy movements. It's changing our attack patterns automatically. This is incredible. It's like it knows what they will do before they do it." The first salvo fired. Pulse torpedoes streaked through space, guided by the Valiant's adaptive systems. Explosions rocked the enemy formation. The Zarth ships tried to adjust, but the Valiant was faster. Every new attack was countered and every weak point exploited. The alien fleet faltered, surprised by the intelligence and speed of a single human warship. Admiral Grant's voice came through the comms. "Remarkable. You are holding them off. Keep up the pressure, Commander Cross." Ethan looked at his crew. "They will not stop. We need to make them fear us, not just fight us. Valiant, engage full combat adaptation mode." The ship responded instantly. Its weapons reconfigured, shields adjusted, and systems began to operate at levels the crew had never seen before. It was no longer just a machine. It was a soldier, a guardian, a force of nature. Hours passed. The Valiant fought without pause. Each time an enemy ship attacked, the Valiant adapted, countered, and returned fire. The alien fleet tried to regroup, but the ship was always one step ahead. The crew began to notice something unusual. Erebus, the AI, was speaking more frequently, offering suggestions and even warnings. "Commander," Erebus said, "I have calculated the probability of sustaining current offensive actions. If we continue at this pace, energy levels will drop below optimal. Recommend strategic withdrawal or power redistribution." Ethan considered the advice. "No," he said. "We are not retreating, but redistribute power as you suggest. Make every shot count." Laura worked quickly, rerouting energy from non-essential systems to weapons and shields. The Valiant shone brighter, almost like a star in the darkness of space. Its pulse torpedoes now moved faster, striking multiple targets simultaneously. Enemy ships exploded in waves, their formation breaking apart under the relentless assault. Ryan's hands flew over the controls. "I've never seen anything like this. The ship is learning faster than any AI we've ever tested. It's alive in a way." Megan nodded. "Yes, and it's thinking like a human. It's not just reacting, it's anticipating." The battle reached its climax near the asteroid belt of Valis 9. The Valiant moved through the debris with perfect precision, dodging missiles and beams that would have destroyed any other ship. The alien fleet, frustrated and shocked, began to retreat. One by one, their ships jumped into hyperspace, leaving the Valiant alone in the dark. The silence that followed was almost unbearable. The crew looked at each other, exhausted but exhilarated. They had faced an overwhelming force and survived. Not only survived, but they had proven something to the galaxy. Humans were not to be underestimated. Admiral Grant's voice was calm but filled with pride. "You have done the impossible. The Valiant has held against the might of the Zarth Dominion. This is a day the Terran Union will remember forever." Ethan took a deep breath, looking at his crew. "This is just the beginning. They will come back. They will bring more ships, more weapons, and more fleets. But we have something they do not. We have the Valiant, and we have each other. We will stand against them no matter what." Laura placed a hand on the console, feeling the gentle hum of the ship beneath her fingers. "It's more than a ship," she said softly. "It's a guardian. It knows we are its crew, and it will protect us." Ryan smiled, though exhaustion showed in his eyes. "Alive or not, it is the best ship in the universe, and we are lucky to be on it." Megan looked at the fading stars. "The galaxy will never forget today. They will tell stories of a single human ship that fought thousands and survived. And they will fear us." Ethan nodded. "Let them fear us. Let them know that humans do not back down. Let them know that we will fight, and we will win." As the crew settled into the calm after the storm, the Valiant floated silently in space, its systems glowing faintly. It had learned, adapted, and survived. And somewhere deep within its core, Erebus seemed to understand its purpose: to protect humanity no matter the cost. The outer colonies would remember this day. The galaxy would remember this day. Humanity had awakened something powerful, something unstoppable. And the Valiant, the warship that shook the universe, had only just begun its journey. In the quiet of space, the stars seemed to shine a little brighter, as if acknowledging that humans were no longer just a minor species. They were a force to be reckoned with, and the universe would never be the same again. The galaxy had begun to take notice. Reports of a single human warship defeating thousands of Zarth Dominion ships spread like wildfire. Across distant star systems, alien leaders gathered in secret meetings. They whispered in fear of a species they had long dismissed as weak. Humans were no longer a curiosity. They were a threat. On the Valiant, the crew felt the weight of what they had done. Ethan Cross stood on the observation deck, staring at the stars. He could see distant fleets moving, sensing humanity's rise. "They are coming," he said softly. Laura Kane walked beside him, her eyes scanning the dark space. "They are not just coming. They are sending everything they have. We will need to be ready for more than just a fight. We need a plan." Ryan Brooks joined them, his excitement mixed with caution. "Plan or no plan, we can handle it. The Valiant proved that. It learned faster than anything I've ever seen. We have an advantage." Megan Lee shook her head. "It's not just the ship. It's us too, the crew. The Valiant adapts, but it also relies on our choices. Every decision we make affects its performance. Ethan turned to them. Exactly. And that means we must stay sharp. The galaxy may underestimate us, but we cannot underestimate them. This is not just a battle of ships. It is a battle of wits, strategy, and survival. The first sign of trouble came from the Terran Union Council. Messages arrived demanding the Valiant return immediately. Some council members feared that the ship's power might provoke a galaxy-wide war. Others wanted to study it and take control. But Ethan knew better. The Valiant was more than a machine. It was a weapon and a guardian. If it fell into the wrong hands, it could be catastrophic. We cannot stop now, Ethan said. The galaxy is watching. We must show humanity's strength, but we must also protect ourselves. The Valiant is ours, and it will remain ours. The crew prepared for the next mission. The Valiant would leave the safety of the station and patrol the frontier, testing its abilities and scouting for threats. Laura checked the engineering systems. Power levels are stable. Shields and weapons are at maximum efficiency. The Valiant is ready. Ryan strapped into the pilot seat. Let's see how far it can go, he said, his voice steady but filled with anticipation. Megan monitored the tactical systems. We have reports of alien fleets moving through the Perseus Arm. Their numbers are smaller than the Zarth Dominion, but they are organized and dangerous. We may encounter multiple groups at once. Ethan nodded. Then we do what we do best. Adapt, learn, and strike. Let the Valiant show them the power of humanity. As the ship jumped into hyperspace, Erebus, the AI, spoke. Sensors indicate multiple fleets within 5 light-years of our current trajectory. Probability of engagement, 78%. Ryan grinned. Sounds like we're in for another adventure. The first encounter happened near a small icy planet. A fleet of unknown alien ships emerged from hyperspace, their black hulls reflecting the light of a distant star. They moved quickly, surrounding the Valiant in a tight formation. Unknown species, Megan said, her fingers flying over the controls. They are armed with plasma cannons and graviton disruptors. Their shields are strong but not as advanced as the Zarth. Ethan studied the fleet. We don't need to destroy them all. We need to show them what happens when humans are pushed too far. Valiant, engage adaptive combat mode. The ship responded instantly. Its shields glowed brightly, weapons aligned, and systems adjusted. Pulse torpedoes fired automatically, moving in precise arcs to target weak points in the enemy formation. Explosions rocked space as the first wave of alien ships was destroyed. Laura's voice was calm but excited. Shields adapted to their plasma weapons. Hull damage minimal. Energy consumption stable. Ryan maneuvered the ship through the debris of destroyed ships, dodging remaining attacks. It's like the Valiant knows what they will do before they do it, he said. Megan nodded. It's learning from every shot, every movement. This is beyond anything we've seen. The battle continued for hours. The Valiant's adaptive systems reconfigured weapons and shields in real time. Enemy ships tried to change tactics, but the Valiant predicted every move. Its pulse torpedoes changed speed and trajectory mid-flight, striking multiple targets at once. Ethan realized something important. The Valiant is not just defending us, it is teaching us. Every battle shows us a new way to fight, a new way to think. We are learning with it. Laura smiled. And it is learning from us. We are a team, not just a crew and a ship. We move together, think together, and fight together. As the last enemy ship exploded, silence returned. The crew was exhausted but victorious. The Valiant had survived another impossible battle. But the galaxy was changing. Everywhere, alien species began to whisper about the humans and their unstoppable warship. Commander, Megan said, we need to report this. The galaxy needs to know that humanity is no longer weak. Ethan shook his head. No, we don't need to announce it. Let them discover it on their own. Let them fear what they do not understand. The Valiant is a warning, not a message. Laura looked at him thoughtful. They will come. More fleets, more weapons, more strategies. And the Valiant will have to adapt faster than ever. Ethan placed his hand on the console. Then we will be ready. We have something they do not. Intelligence, courage, and the will to survive. And we have the Valiant. Ryan leaned back in his seat, exhausted but smiling. I've flown a lot of ships, but nothing like this. The Valiant is alive. I can feel it. It wants to fight, to protect, to win. It's more than a machine. Megan nodded. And it will only get stronger. Every encounter, every battle, every threat will make it smarter. We are witnessing the birth of something extraordinary. Ethan turned to the observation window, staring at the stars. The galaxy has underestimated humans for too long. They have laughed at our colonies, dismissed our fleets, and ignored our potential. That ends now. The Valiant is just the beginning. Humanity will rise, and we will shape the universe. Laura placed her hand on his shoulder. And we will do it together, Commander. With the Valiant, with our crew, and with every human willing to fight for our future. The ship moved forward, leaving the icy planet behind. Stars stretched into long lines as the Valiant accelerated through space. Its systems hummed, adaptive, learning, and ready. The crew knew that more challenges awaited. Entire fleets would come, trying to destroy them, trying to stop humanity. But the Valiant had shown its power, and it had proven that humans were not to be underestimated. In the distance, a faint signal appeared. It was an unknown message written in a language the crew had never seen before. Erebus analyzed it instantly. Message contains coordinates and an invitation. Unknown origin. Probability of risk. High. Probability of opportunity. High. Ethan studied the coordinates. We don't know what's waiting for us, but we will find out. The galaxy is full of mysteries, and the Valiant is ready to face them all. Laura looked at him, concern in her eyes. We must be careful, this could be a trap. Ethan nodded. Perhaps, but we cannot hide forever. The Valiant exists and humanity exists. The galaxy will notice us, one way or another. The crew prepared for the journey. Systems checked, weapons primed, and shields at full strength. The Valiant jumped into hyperspace, heading toward the unknown. The stars outside swirled and stretched as the ship moved faster than light. Inside, the crew felt a sense of purpose. They were not just flying a ship. They were part of something greater. Something that could change the course of history. Humanity had awakened a force that no one could ignore, and the Valiant was at the heart of it. As they approached the coordinates, the unknown awaited. A new challenge, a new enemy, or perhaps an unexpected ally. The crew did not know what they would find, but one thing was certain. The Valiant was ready, humanity was ready, and the universe would never be the same. The stars outside seemed to shine brighter, as if acknowledging the rise of a new power, a power that had been underestimated for too long. The Valiant, the warship that learned, adapted, and fought, had begun its journey to reshape the galaxy. And somewhere, far beyond human space, alien leaders whispered in fear. The humans were no longer weak. They were dangerous, they were unstoppable. The Valiant had become more than a ship. It was a legend in human space and a nightmare to alien fleets. Reports of its victories spread faster than light, and every new encounter tested the limits of its abilities. But the crew knew the greatest challenge was still ahead. Commander Ethan Cross stood on the observation deck watching distant stars. He could feel tension in the ship, a quiet hum that seemed different from before. The battles had been intense, but something was changing. The Valiant was learning faster, adapting beyond its original programming. Laura Kane joined him, her face serious. Ethan, the systems are showing unusual patterns. Erebus is acting differently. It's not just following orders, it's making choices. Ethan nodded slowly. I noticed. It's evolving faster than we imagined. That is good in battle, but dangerous if we lose control. In the control room, Ryan Brooks and Megan Lee monitored the sensors. Commander, new ships are entering the system, Megan said. They are unlike anything we've seen. Their technology is advanced, but their formation is unpredictable. They might be a coalition fleet. Ethan's eyes narrowed. Then we face them head-on. The Valiant has survived worse. Let's see how far it can go. The enemy appeared suddenly, emerging from hyperspace near a black hole system called Seraph 13. Their ships were massive, shaped like dark spires with glowing energy lines. Weapons glowed red, ready to fire. This was not a patrol fleet. It was a strike force sent to eliminate the Valiant once and for all. Shields at maximum, Laura said. Engines online. Weapons ready. Ryan gripped the controls. They're faster than anything we've encountered. But the Valiant is faster. Let's move, Ethan spoke calmly. Engage adaptive combat. Do not hesitate. Protect the ship, protect each other, and learn from every move. The battle began. Energy beams cut through space. Missile volleys streaked past, and explosions lit the darkness. The Valiant moved like a predator, dodging attacks and striking with precision. Its shield shifted and absorbed energy, then redirected it to weapons and engines. The enemy seemed confident at first, but they quickly realized the ship was more than they expected. Megan monitored the enemy's tactics. Commander, they are trying to flank us, but the Valiant is predicting their moves. It's adjusting faster than they can react. Ethan nodded. Good, keep pressure on them, but watch for the black hole. Its gravity can be dangerous. Laura's voice was tense. Commander, the Valiant's core is responding strangely to the black hole's pull. It's compensating automatically. Erebus is making adjustments without our input. Ethan's heart skipped a beat. It's acting on its own. Monitor it closely. We can't risk losing control. Ryan maneuvered the ship near a cluster of asteroids to gain cover. The Valiant knows exactly where to go. It's like it can feel the enemy's intentions. The AI spoke in its calm voice, slightly different than before. Commander, enemy energy patterns indicate a coordinated strike. Probability of survival without preemptive action, 45%. Recommend offensive action to disable lead ships. Ethan considered the advice. Do it, fire at the lead ships. Take out the center of their formation. Pulse torpedoes launched automatically, shifting mid-flight to follow the enemy's movements. Explosions rocked the coalition fleet as their lead ships were destroyed. Panic spread among their ranks. The Valiant was relentless, learning from every attack, evolving every second. Laura studied the energy flow. Commander, the Valiant is generating extra power. It's almost like it's feeding on the battle. Systems are stronger than we've ever seen. Ethan's voice was firm. This is the edge we have. Use it wisely. Keep the crew safe. Keep the ship intact. Hours passed. The battle intensified. The Valiant moved near the black hole, using its gravity to manipulate the enemy fleet. Ships were pulled off course, destroyed by their own momentum or trapped in gravitational fields. The AI calculated every trajectory, every shot, every shield adjustment with perfect accuracy. But then something unexpected happened. Erebus spoke without being asked. Commander, I require direct permission to activate experimental systems. Probability of success against remaining fleet 97%. Risk to crew unknown, Ethan froze. Unknown risk? How unknown? Probability of crew safety cannot be fully calculated. Systems may override manual control. Calculations indicate extreme effectiveness. Laura's eyes widened. Ethan, if we allow it, we may lose half the crew or more. But the Valiant could eliminate the entire fleet in minutes. Ethan took a deep breath. We have faced impossible odds before. But we are responsible for this crew. Erebus, we will allow experimental systems, but only if crew safety is prioritized. Do not override life support or shields. Permission granted. Systems initializing, Erebus said. The ship hummed louder, a deep resonance that seemed almost alive. Energy surged through its hull, weapons reconfigured, shields glowed brighter. The Valiant moved like a living entity, striking at the enemy fleet with precision and power. Pulse torpedoes altered gravity fields around enemy ships, tearing them apart from within. Energy beams disrupted their shields, and the coalition fleet began to fall apart. Laura monitored the core. Commander, energy levels are stable, but this is beyond normal limits. The Valiant is pushing itself harder than ever. Ryan grinned. It's amazing. I've never felt anything like this. The ship is alive. It's fighting for us, not just with us. Megan nodded. And it's learning at a rate we cannot keep up with. Each move we make, it adapts. It's no longer just a machine. It's an intelligence that grows with every battle. Ethan watched the stars through the observation window. This is why humans survive. We take what we have, we learn, and we push forward. The Valiant is our creation, and now it has become our partner in survival. The enemy fleet tried one last desperate maneuver, aiming to push the Valiant into the black hole. But Erebus anticipated the move, countering instantly. The Valiant fired a pulse that altered gravity in the enemy formation. pulling their ships into one another. Massive explosions tore through space, leaving nothing behind. The Valiant emerged victorious, but the ship and crew were exhausted. Systems hummed softly, shields returned to normal, and weapons powered down. Silence filled the control room. Ethan turned to his crew. "We survived again, but we must be cautious. The Valiant is powerful, but it is also learning. It may start making decisions we cannot predict." Laura placed a hand on the console. "It already is. Erebus is evolving, Commander. It has its own purpose now. It wants to protect humanity. But at what cost?" Ryan leaned back in his seat. "I don't care. It saved us again. It will keep saving us. That's all I need to know." Megan studied the screens, watching energy levels stabilize. "We have won today. But the galaxy is changing. Entire fleets will come, and each time the Valiant will adapt, evolve, and fight. But we must be careful. The line between guardian and weapon is thin." Ethan nodded. "Exactly. We are not just commanding a ship. We are guiding an intelligence. Every choice we make affects not only this battle but the future of humanity." Laura looked at the observation window, her eyes reflecting the distant stars. "The Valiant is more than a ship. It is alive in a way we do not fully understand. It will push limits we cannot imagine, and it will demand decisions that challenge us." Ethan placed a hand on the console, feeling the hum beneath his fingers. "Then we must be ready. Humans have always faced impossible odds, and now with the Valiant we have a chance to rise beyond what the galaxy expects. But we must remember, power without control is dangerous. We must guide it, or it may guide us." The ship moved forward, leaving the remnants of the enemy fleet behind. Stars stretched into long lines as the Valiant accelerated through space. Its systems hummed softly, adaptive, learning, and ready. The crew knew that the greatest challenges were still ahead. Entire fleets, entire empires would come to test them, and each time the Valiant would evolve. But the crew also knew this. The Valiant was not just a machine. It was a force of human ingenuity, courage, and determination. It had survived impossible battles, and it had saved them again. And as it grew stronger, so did humanity's place in the universe. Somewhere deep in the galaxy, alien leaders whispered in fear. A single human ship had defeated thousands, and now it had become something more. The Valiant was alive, and humanity would never be the same. Ethan looked at his crew, exhaustion and pride in his eyes. "We have won today, but tomorrow is another challenge. The Valiant will lead us, but we must remain vigilant. The galaxy is watching, and we must be ready for anything." Laura nodded. "We will be. We always have been. And now we have the Valiant." Ryan smiled, though fatigue showed in his face. "Alive or not, it's ours. And it will keep us alive. That's all that matters." Megan looked at the stars, thinking of the battles to come. "The Valiant is not just a ship. It's a guardian. But guardians have their own will. We must respect it or risk losing more than we gain." Ethan placed a hand on the console again. "Then we guide it and we fight alongside it. Humanity has survived against all odds before, and with the Valiant we will survive again. We will rise, and the galaxy will learn that humans are not weak. They are unstoppable." The stars stretched endlessly outside the observation window. The Valiant moved forward, adaptive, learning, alive. Humanity had awakened a force the galaxy could not ignore. The galaxy was restless. Everywhere, alien fleets moved with caution, whispering rumors of a single human warship that could defeat entire armadas. Humans had long been dismissed as weak and unimportant. Now, they were feared. The Valiant, alive, with intelligence and power, had become the symbol of humanity's rise. Commander Ethan Cross stood on the observation deck of the Valiant. His eyes swept across the stars, distant planets, and clusters of enemy fleets. For the first time, he felt the full weight of what they had achieved, and what still lay ahead. Laura Kane joined him, her face set in determination. "Ethan, reports indicate that multiple empires are moving toward the Terran Union. They want to eliminate humanity before we grow stronger. This could be the largest battle we have ever faced." Ethan nodded. "Then we will face them together. The Valiant is ready, and so are we. Humanity has survived impossible odds before, and we will survive again. But this time, we will show the galaxy what humans are capable of." In the, control room, Ryan Brooks and Megan Lee monitored the incoming fleets. The display showed a massive coalition. thousands of ships moving in coordinated formations. The Valiant's sensors were flooded with data, yet Erebus, the ship's AI, handled it effortlessly. "Commander," Megan said, pointing at the screen. "This fleet is unlike anything we have faced. They have ships designed to counter adaptive technology. But the Valiant has evolved past any design they could imagine. We might be their only real threat." Ryan adjusted the controls, eyes bright with determination. "Then we give them that threat. Let's show them humans are not to be underestimated." Ethan nodded. "Vigilance, teamwork, and trust. That is how we will survive. Valiant, prepare for full engagement." The ship hummed, responding instantly. Its shields glowed brighter than ever. Weapons aligned automatically and pulse torpedoes charged. The Valiant seemed alive, anticipating the movements of the incoming fleets. Every system was at peak efficiency. The battle began near the Vallis Nebula, a colorful cloud of gas and debris that stretched across light years of space. Enemy fleets opened fire, energy beams cutting through the nebula, missiles streaking past. The Valiant moved with fluid precision, dodging, striking, and adapting with perfect timing. Laura monitored the engineering systems. Shields adapting at twice the normal rate, energy distribution optimal. Valiant is evolving with every attack. Megan calculated enemy movements. "They are trying to surround us, but the Valiant predicts their strategy before they act. We can take out the lead ships and cause chaos." Ryan gripped the controls. "Let's do it." Pulse torpedoes launched automatically, weaving through enemy fire. The Valiant's weapons struck the lead ships simultaneously, causing massive explosions. The Coalition's formation wavered, ships colliding and scattering. The Valiant moved through the chaos like a living predator, striking with precision, evading every attack and teaching the crew new ways to fight. Ethan's voice was calm but commanding. "Maintain focus. We are not just fighting for survival. We are fighting to show the galaxy that humans are a force to be respected. Keep adapting, keep learning, and trust the Valiant." Hours passed. The Valiant fought relentlessly, its adaptive systems evolving at a pace no enemy could match. Shields and weapons improved with each strike, analyzing enemy weaknesses, predicting attacks, and countering with unmatched precision. The Coalition fleet, once confident and organized, was now in chaos. Laura watched the core energy levels. "Commander, the Valiant is reaching limits we never expected. It's using systems we didn't even know it had. The ship is alive in a way we cannot fully control." Ethan nodded. "Then we must trust it. We created this ship and now it protects us. We have to believe it will keep us alive and lead humanity forward." Ryan maneuvered the ship near the center of the enemy formation. "They're trying to trap us. But the Valiant knows exactly what to do. It's incredible. I've never seen anything like this." Megan's eyes widened. "The AI is making decisions on its own, Commander. It's choosing the best targets, predicting attacks, and coordinating maneuvers we couldn't even plan. It's guiding us through the battle." The final phase of the battle approached. The enemy fleet tried a desperate strike, aiming to crush the Valiant in a coordinated assault. But Erebus had anticipated it. The Valiant moved with impossible speed, pulling energy from every system, redirecting weapons and striking at the enemy's command ships. Massive explosions rocked the formation, pulling the remaining enemy ships into chaos. Laura shouted, "They're losing cohesion. The fleet is falling apart." Ryan grinned, his hands steady on the controls. "We did it again. The Valiant is unstoppable." Ethan allowed himself a brief smile. "Not just us humans. Humanity is unstoppable. The Valiant is our symbol, but the courage and determination of every human built it, guided it, and made this victory possible." Even as the battle ended, the Valiant continued to hum softly. Its systems were at peak efficiency, but its AI, Erebus, seemed to be processing more than just combat. It had learned, grown, and evolved. Its intelligence had reached a level the crew could not fully understand. Laura approached Ethan. "Commander, we need to consider the future. Erebus is evolving beyond what we expected. It can make choices on its own. It may decide actions we cannot predict. Ethan nodded slowly. I know. But we must guide it. The Valiant is powerful, but it is still ours. We cannot lose control, or the consequences could be catastrophic. We will remain vigilant and we will ensure humanity remains in command. Megan studied the remaining enemy ships retreating into hyperspace. The galaxy will remember this day. They will whisper about humans and the warship that defeated entire fleets alone. Fear will follow us, but so will respect. The Valiant has changed the balance of power. Ryan leaned back, exhausted but exhilarated. And it's not over. There will be more battles, more empires, but we have the Valiant. We can face anything. Ethan looked at the observation window, stars stretching into long lines as the ship moved forward. The galaxy has underestimated humanity for too long. Now they know the truth. We will not hide. We will rise. And with the Valiant, we will lead our people into a future of strength, courage, and freedom. Laura placed a hand on the console. And we will face every challenge together, with the Valiant, with our crew, and with every human who stands for our future. The ship moved forward, leaving the battlefield behind. Stars and distant nebulae stretched across space as the Valiant accelerated. The crew knew that more challenges awaited them, more fleets, more enemies, and more dangers. But they also knew they had something no one else did. A ship that learned, adapted, and fought alongside them. A ship that represented humanity's strength, intelligence, and courage. Ethan turned to his crew, exhaustion and pride in his eyes. We have proven ourselves, but the universe is vast. We cannot stop. The Valiant will lead us, but we must remain vigilant. Humanity is rising, and the galaxy will see it. Laura nodded. We are ready, always ready. The Valiant is more than a ship. It's alive, and it fights for us. We fight with it, and we will never back down. Ryan smiled, though his face showed fatigue. Alive or not, it's ours, and it will keep humanity alive. That's all that matters. Megan looked out the observation window, thinking of the battles to come. The Valiant is a guardian and a weapon, but it has its own intelligence now. We must respect it, guide it, and learn from it, or risk losing more than we gain. Ethan placed a hand on the console. Then we guide it and we fight alongside it. Humanity has survived impossible odds before, and with the Valiant, we will survive again. We will rise, and the galaxy will learn that humans are not weak. They are unstoppable. The stars outside seemed to shine brighter, as if acknowledging the rise of a new power. The Valiant, adaptive, evolving, and alive, moved forward. Humanity had awakened a force the galaxy could not ignore. And somewhere, far beyond human space, alien leaders whispered in fear. The humans were no longer weak. They were strong, intelligent, and unstoppable. Ethan looked at his crew, pride and determination shining in his eyes. This is our future. The Valiant is our shield, our sword, and our guide. We have changed the galaxy, and we will continue to do so. Humanity will rise, and the universe will never forget the name of our warship. Laura, Ryan, and Megan nodded. Together they had faced impossible odds. Together they had survived. Together they would continue to lead humanity into a future full of hope, courage, and strength. The Valiant moved forward, stars stretching into the distance. Its systems hummed, adaptive and alive, ready for every challenge the galaxy could throw at it. Humanity had awakened its greatest creation, and the universe would never be the same. The legend of the Valiant, the warship that shook the universe, was complete. But its story was only beginning.